everyone, I'm Cheyenne Malone. Thanks so much for watching. Companies are realizing that it's not always just about the products or the services that they offer or how good they are. Customer experience is more crucial than ever. Joining us now to talk more about this and maybe a few things you didn't know, you need to know, Blake Morgan, keynote speaker, customer experience futurist, and author. Her latest book titled The 8 Laws of Customer-Focused Leadership, The New Rules for Building a Business Around Today's Customer, because today's customer is very different than yesterday's. Welcome and thanks for joining us, Blake.
It's so good to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. First off, what inspired you to write a book like this?
Well, I have been studying customer experience for over almost 20 years now, and there has never been a more important time for companies to really think about their customer relationships and how they continue to add value to customers' lives. Because so many of our products and services now are commodities. There are 20 different versions at least of the product or service that you sell. So what's going to make you stand out? And the answer is customer experience. Customer experience is the best marketing that money can't buy. Think about everybody watching this. You're all customers in your own life. You know your loyalty is going to be with the brand that goes out of their way to make your life easier and better. And then you'll tell your friends and your family. But if a company you feel is not a good company, they don't go above and beyond. They don't even meet the bare minimum of customer service expectations. You're going to tell all your friends and family, do not shop with this company. They are bad. And so the reason that I wrote this book is I've written 2 other books. The third book is for the leader. It's for the decision maker at the top of the company, because what I've learned is that to create this customer-centric culture, to build these beautiful customer experiences, it has to be a decision made by the chief leaders of the company. And so this is a book for leaders. It's how to be a customer-focused leader. And through these 8 laws, I teach you how to do that.
Can you give us a brief overview of those 8 laws?
Yeah, so I'm not going to go through each law because we'd be here all day, but basically in all of my research, I've boiled customer experience down to the 8 most key things that you need to know, starting off with customer experience mindset. So customer experience is not a discipline, it's not a division. It is just a decision that every employee has to make every single day. And that customer experience mindset, it's when employees wake up, jump out of bed, excited to serve the customer. Maybe your customer is your employee, but it's that point of, I know why I'm here at work. I know what the job is. I'm not going to stop till the work is done, and I'm going to do it with a smile. That is mindset. And the other laws address things like, can you be profitable in the short term while also planting the seeds for tomorrow? Can I hold 2 opposing ideas in my mind at one time, that I need to take care of all the fires that need to be put out today while also thinking about the future and growth of the business and innovation? I give readers a 90-day blueprint of, if I'm in a new customer experience role, what should I be doing in those first 90 days? We talk about metrics. So how do we know that we're doing a good job at work? Are the metrics that we're working toward customer-centric? Do they drive customer centricity? And so those are just a few examples of the 8 laws that encapsulate the full enchilada of what it means to be a customer-focused leader.
And you say, in reference in your book, that employees are customers too. What do you mean by that?
Well, over here in California, I'll give you an example. We have Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is a grocery store that other grocers have not been able to disrupt. Here is a grocery store that does so many things seemingly backwards. They don't have an app. You can't order groceries on the internet. They don't have a loyalty program. The thing that makes Trader Joe's special or unique, that has been with them since the company was started in the 1960s by Joe Collum, the founder, is they just treat their employees so beautifully. If you go to Trader Joe's, the employees are in a good mood. They're wearing Hawaiian shirts, they're dancing, they're throwing boxes to each other, they're happy. And that is not an accident. Trader Joe's has always invested heavily in employee experience, paying the workers a very fair salary, giving them medical and dental. And this is what has made Trader Joe's a multi billion-dollar grocer. That doesn't seem like much, but it's that employee experience, the idea that employees are customers, that really makes them stand out. Because research shows that companies that invest in employee experience are 4 times more profitable than companies that don't. And that's why you see so many customer-centric companies on the Great Place to Work list, because companies tend to be great at customer experience when they also treat their employees well. And it makes sense. If your employees are happy at work and they have a smile in their voice and they feel taken care of, they're going to take care of the customer better.
And in addition to that, are there some examples maybe of some things that you've researched and seen that do, make this customer experience as an employee more worthwhile?
I think for starters, people want fair pay. For many years, we've gone off the deep end on employee experience that, especially here in California, these software companies, employees want hot yoga and they want a stacked fridge and they want all these other things. But at the end of the day, they also just want to be compensated fairly. And it's interesting, the research, we were pointing to COVID as the reason we couldn't hire workers. And after COVID, the landscape was such a mess because we just couldn't find anybody. But research from Harvard actually illustrated that, in fact, it's pay. It's that, especially with these customer-facing employees, companies do not want to pay them well. They don't want to give them raises. And this is the number one reason that people leave. I mean, think of where customer experience lives. It's often in the contact center and customer service. These are some of the toughest jobs out there. You're dealing with unhappy customers all day, and you're taking call after call after call. And these are some of the lowest paid workers. So why is it that in the place where we have the opportunity to interact with a customer, the contact center literally has the word contact in it, we are not really thinking about employee experience in a richer way? And so I think that if we start investing in the people that interact with customers, whether it's in our retail stores or actually in the contact center, we're going to see that it's going to impact the customer experience. And if employees are happy, customers will be happy.
Makes sense. And when you said raise too, I think that's important, right? Because you come in at an aggressive pay or whatever you want at the time, let's say. But then oftentimes employees do forget to give raises, or they skip out, based on whatever needs. Is there an appropriate number, percentage-wise, of raise that you recommend that people are looking for?
I think it depends on the industry and just paying attention to the economics and what's happening in the world. But yeah, I mean, if you are hiring people and the same kind of company down the street is hiring people at a higher rate that's more fair, in conjunction with where you live, like, is it a city, is it a suburb, what state is it in, I think you have to pay attention. And it's not easy. I mean, I live in California and minimum wage has gone up, restaurants have suffered, but I mean, this is the world we're living in. It's very expensive to live. I mean, I believe you're in Atlanta, Georgia. It's also expensive. I mean, we have to think about quality of life, cost of living, and what is fair. And it's the best investment you can make is your people. There is no better investment in customer experience than making sure that the humans that deliver the experience are happy and taken care of.
Agreed, for sure. So looking ahead, what do you think future-wise, when you look at trends, what do you foresee in customer experience management as a whole? Anything that jumps out?
Oh, definitely. So we are in a huge amount of change right now because of AI. There has always been AI, but last year with the invention of ChatGPT, everything is changing in the contact center. Customer experience leaders are scrambling to figure out how to bring in AI, how to increase productivity, create efficiencies, how to create more personalized experiences for employees and for customers. And so AI is really a game changer that is going to impact customer service jobs. Many companies have jumped the gun and they're throwing chatbots up that are not doing a great job. And I think that while AI is important and you can absolutely use it to create efficiencies in the employee experience to help bring the right information to the right employee at the right time, we also have to be careful. We don't want to be in a situation where we put a chatbot up and it gives the customer wrong information and makes us look bad. So that's why we have to have very thoughtful experiences with the AI and make sure that the AI is very much vetted before we put it up on our website or on our app.
Do you feel as though that's kind of the new way we're going and, management should take advantage of things with AI? Or if they do, in turn, does that maybe, I don't know, impede on current employees and what their thoughts and fears of being replaced could be?
Well, I'm really glad you asked. I've actually just recorded a whole course for LinkedIn on change management and AI in the contact center because we forget when this big technology is brought in to the company and it's going to change how employees work every day, what's on their desktop. There are going to be big change management hurdles that we have to overcome. Remember that our employees are people. They have feelings. If they reject the AI or the technology, then that's a big problem. And in doing the research for this course on change management and AI, what I found is that the companies that implemented AI in the contact center and put their agents into small, almost like support groups, where they could share their experiences of dealing with the AI and they could go with other colleagues and discuss it every day, those programs had more success than if we just force AI on the employees, leave them alone, and don't give them these support groups. Interestingly enough, AI also can impact other parts of the employee experience. For example, now in the contact center, AI can be used to summarize an interaction that a customer service agent has with a customer. In the past, the agent might get a few minutes after each call to take notes on the interaction and input that into the system. But now, since AI does that, the agent is just going from one call to the next call to the next call without that fake break that they used to get by taking notes that the AI now does. So they might complain, the employees, oh, I don't like this AI. What they really don't like is that their break was taken away. So this means managers have to really be floor walkers, engage with employees, understand their experience at work, and really listen for what the problem is as we implement AI. Make sure change management is on the agenda.
Makes sense. All right. Well, I can't wait to get a deeper dive into this book. Any final thoughts for us, Blake?
There was an article last month in the Wall Street Journal which highlighted research from Forrester that for the third year in a row, the level of customer service in America has declined, which means that customer experience is this open playing field and anybody can take advantage. So when everybody else is going left, if you go right, you can have huge success because customer experience does attract new customers and helps you with customer retention. And we know it's much more costly to acquire a new customer than it is to retain our customers. So if we simply take advantage of this opportunity, this time when many companies, the economy is uncertain, they're cutting customer experience programs. If we double down and invest, when this uncertain economy and time is over, we will be so far ahead of the pack. You'll be glad that you invested in customer experience. And if people watching this want to learn more about the book, they can head over to 8cxlaws.com and check more out about the book. Thank you.
Sounds perfect. Okay, you sparked another question before I let you go. Why is it declining? Is it just the day and age we're in? Are people, lax about it? Is it not important in people's minds? Obviously, you're saying it's important. What is the thought behind that?
Well, when things get uncertain, executives get anxious, they start cutting employees. We've seen a huge amount of churn, at least in the tech sector, and customer service and experience is often not very high up on the food chain. So it's one of the first programs to get cut. And I think executives are just nervous because inflation has impacted consumers, which does impact all kinds of companies, B2B and B2C. Even Salesforce, the huge CX tech provider, they have lowered their sales projections for the next quarter, and their revenue is way down, worse than it has been in a really long time. So there is a ripple effect of inflation, customers cutting back their spending that that does impact everybody. It impacts the tech world. It impacts brands all over the world, and especially their customer service programs, because customer service is expensive and executives are always looking for ways to create operational efficiencies and cut costs to the contact center. But I think that to make major cuts is short-sighted. And if we double down on the human experience delivered by our employees, that there's not going to be any regrets there.
So you're saying it, hang in there, it will all pay off in the end. Blake Morgan, thanks so much. Keynote speaker, customer experience futurist, and author. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.